block. Become number 13 fan on the family. Did block. Photo number 1 gift. I don't even understand these things anyway. On this side. Yeah, so anyway, sorry, there was a break on this other side. So I had to change the, maybe this phone will do better. So I was just saying that I have made my submissions. I have made my submissions to the technical committee. I've done this online. I've done this online. You will on my page and even on the previous articles, I have put the website which you can, you know, go on to and make your submissions. I encourage people to do the submissions. I think it is important. You know, the Constitution, usually we like to talk about the Constitution, you know, so remotely, you know, like it is not for us. It is, you know, for the lawyers. It is for the courts. But, you know, the Constitution, it's us who make the Constitution. It's us, the Zambian people, who make the Constitution. What is in the Constitution? It is as a result of contributions that were done by different people. That's how we have that Constitution. Napapata. We have that Constitution because different individuals submitted, and whatever they submitted is what made the Constitution. So some of you don't want to be interested in this, you know. Akakali jacket na kwa kale mwenye kwa kali jacket kwa mudolo. Kale mwenye kwa kali jacket kwa mudolo waka. Ututuma jacket wako bati walongere muisaka pa kuisa. Kwa nambo na kali jacket kadi. Kale mwenye kwa kali jacket kwa mudolo. But at least for me you can understand. Hina me refugee. Namba mudolo mulanda mudolo ni millionaire. But akaka wapona bwinwaka. Ina akakali jacket akana kwa mpwide fe kwa na vika na muisaka. Uko kutoka bena yui. But anyway, na kukawa kuno kuntu. Let me take off the jacket so that tulande kopano no pali ya sheria constitution yapa. Mumbele koluse these days I'm not being consistent with my 20 hours. I'm not being consistent with my 20 hours because I think by the fact that my family is here, na ikosa kopa. No. By the fact that my family is here, na ikosa kopa. No. Ndawa busy during the day, uta ukeko na kia, shani, you know? Yeah, so ila what ile issue pako 20 hours, but I will try. I think mostly ichilenga these days nicho nimpia. Ngani impia nda firukulanda wino sana ndo mfa wino kuponta ngani nkwatendala. Nomba ule ponta ule tukabantu ule pontera abantu takwetendala mtumba ata yo amaini. Ule pontera abantu takweteno rupia. Tu apontera na ule fo kutumina kontuanika. Boss fertilizer here is on 750. Andrew Mwantintima at fertilizer ni 750. Yeah, so 20 hours ile shupako, but mostly yes family. But no kupia ni mpia sana guys, ni mpia chine. So yeah, ile shupa kwa mwandini. Yeah. But today na ule amkula alama tontonko nyofuru. I'm asking for 100 kwacha. I want to buy Bible. Iwe. Taole mfoko lendewe. Haven't you heard me complaining that I'm broke? Now you are also asking for 100 kwacha. Where am I going to get 100 kwacha? I'm very broke. Me, I'm a refugee here. I don't work here. I don't work. I don't make money here. I don't make money. So I'm not able to help financially. So so constitution bane weekend kwa mano. Go and submit. If you can't go physically to make those submissions, what you can do is to go online and make those submissions. I have done, online submissions. I've submitted online. There is a website, there is a link, rather. There is a link on my page there around. You'll find it. I think I'm going to put it also on TikTok. I'm going to put it on my bio. I'm going to put it in my bio so that you can be able to go there. Yeah, Mr. President TC, your page is the right page. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you. Bossy, I see you. Mofigo, Siakavua. Thank you. The big man has missed Lusaka terribly. Clement, it's true. I really miss home. I really miss home. Nde wana frustrated. That's why nde kwata nafuma tempa. Nde kwata fuma tempa mairona ifaya. Yeah. Li zanda mairona li suffer. But so perfect chawe. Man forgot, being out here na ila kosa gofe. Ila kosa. How can I support your broadcast? Damascus Njovu. Area shindefo kumfuedio. You can send me a message in the inbox. Send me a message in the inbox. How to support my broadcast? Mango efye. Kamane. That's all. Kamane. Apasona mabando. Ninkwata biu yana nikane. Ya chinto anikane. Chachani. Chi broadband change. Nishira repeat. Fila pela ma headache. Fina fiene fin tuif. Erona wakwata na kia. Refo anikane ice cream. Mwana wanda itemo ice cream. Bad kind. Tayali, I'm watching you from Nakonde, Tanzania. Emucho, Sicha, thank you very much. There is no place like home. Chishinga muntu wandi. Kuzambia kwenda turafulukuta, fine turefulukuta, but yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. So, yeah, anyway, but I'm coming back sooner than later. Put that jacket. Anyway. Put that jacket. Please. You look good. Can jacket carry Monica kwati ni mudoro. The way I love seeing Tayali talking. Thank you, Taizia. Anyway, therefore trying the party constitution. Those issues that I brought out. I've seen some people making too many reactions. But I'm insisting we want to go and make those submissions. Don't you confuse our and to ankana our resawa iru kwatino nama protesti our katwishwa nani ishefo kubarumbula mashina anyway. I don't want to mention names. Don't follow those people. This constitution, it is a trend. This constitution amendment, it is a trend that you cannot stop. So, if you really have something important, just go and make that submission. If you don't make the submission, the constitution amendment will go through. Those people over there, Kumakoti, what, come on. They will lose. I can tell you that. They will lose. Those people that have gone to court, challenging the appointment of the technical committee, they will lose. Because you can't think that government is so careless, Vakabesha is so careless, that they would start such a process without following the constitution. It's not, some of these people will really think. But anyway, that is how democracy is. Democracy is always like that. And this is the downside of democracy. This is the disadvantage of democracy. The disadvantage of democracy is that, even when you are doing good things, there will always be somebody that will come and criticize you. You are doing a good thing, somebody will come and criticize you. Democracy, a problem here, democracy, because the only step into when you are doing something, even when you are doing good, somebody will come and and disagree with you, and they will have something to say. Democracy is very, very difficult. Very difficult. And this is why, you know, we pride so much democracy, democracy. But some of these developing countries are failing to move forward. They are failing to develop because of this so-called democracy. Because of this so-called democracy. You know, instead of something, if it is a simple thing, you bring in, and you are wasting time instead of progressing. What is the issue about the technical committee? If you have got something to submit if you want, there's something that you want to put in the constitution, just make a submission. No, by technical committee, technical committee, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. You should have a problem if whatever you are submitting, you think that no, it will not be there. That's when you can be complaining. But really, if you look at the people in the technical committee, I mean, I have never seen a technical committee which is so diverse. I have never seen a technical committee which is so diverse. In a technical committee, I mean, it has got all sorts of people, different people. It cuts across all sections of society. That technical committee cuts across all sections of society. It is so inclusive. So inclusive. And yet, no, the law. You are wasting time. You are wasting time. Can we move? Can we have the constitution and start looking at other issues? Yeah, by the way. Yeah, I've forgotten something. I've forgotten something. Another submission. I'll wake up with. I've forgotten a very important submission. I've forgotten a very important submission. I'll go back and make this submission. I need it. I'll put it. But anyway, talking about the issues that I've raised myself. Number one, I focused on the presidency. And in a presidential limit, this presidential limit, which we show pride in, which is so pride, we show to take pride. No, democracy. How does this presidential limit enhance democracy? How? How does the presidential limit enhance democracy? How? No, because alaf mapo then paisa umbi. Why should you be changing a person if a person is delivering? According to me, these presidential limits in developing countries, it actually retards development. It is not good for our developing countries. If you look at countries that have developed, they have had a stability in leadership. I'm challenging you, I'm telling you, countries that have developed from developing countries to become a developed country, or even they are a developed country, but then they become better. They have had at least stability on leadership. And most of the times, you won't find that the leaders that have developed those countries, they were only there for 2 terms. No. 2 terms practically is not long enough for somebody to fully, initiate projects, developmental projects, execute them, and make them sustainable. Most of the times, these people, they start their projects and they leave them midway. And whoever comes in, they change the policies. We have got this problem of undoing whatever the previous leadership did. Because most of the times when we are coming into power, we come into power riding on the fact to say the guy who is there has failed completely, has destroyed you. The kind of messages that you are hearing these days, talking about Haka in the Ichilima, those messages were there. Chiluba used them against the KK. And Sata used them against RB. So what we are having, shani, all those imitengo shamungana shnina, what? All these are the same messages. Same messages. But what happens is that when somebody comes into power, the problem that is there, from my perspective, is that most of the times we start undoing what the previous leadership did. And it's very difficult to stop them. It's very difficult to stop them. You know? So, if you find that people are destroying, people start destroying, people start... So, for somebody, you know, to implement some good developmental projects, you know, you need time. You need to put down your vision. The vision of a country is not easy to unfold within 10 years. This is what I've seen. And I've looked at different countries. Many countries that you see which are doing well, they don't have the presidential limit of 10 years. Or at least their leaders who have been there for longer. One good example is you know, Singapore. One good example for me is Singapore. Singapore is now a developed country. But look where they are coming from. They have a stability on leadership. There is some stability on leadership. Not here what at democracy. No. Changing of leaders every day leaders. Take democracy. Bela mi vepa. Look at Rwanda. Yeah, a good example. Rwanda, I'm telling you, if Rwanda had the democracy of limiting, you know, the presidential term limit, Rwanda wouldn't be the way it is. It wouldn't be the way it is. I don't know this fixation that we have in our mind that ukuchinjama leaders, a democracy, a development. Who told you? How does changing leaders translate into development? What do you want? You want to be changing our leaders, or you want development? What do you want? Do you want development, or you just want to be changing our leaders? Zambia, especially, not quite a problem. In Zambia, we now have a problem. The problem of everyone wanting to be a president. Everyone wanting to be a president. Because, you know, we have changed the leaders so, you know, a number of times from 1991. From 1991, we have had different 6 presidents. From 1991. 1991, we have changed so many leaders. 7 of them we have had. 6 anyway, if you remove account. But what development do we have? Yes, we can be proud that we have been changing leaders. We have been changing leaders. Now the question that I have, what development do we have? What development do we have in Zambia? Yes, we have been changing our leaders, but what development do we have? Privatization, and initiated some projects here and there. And at least he brought in Mwanawasa. Mwanawasa continued because Mwanawasa, it was still MMD. You know, he continued, and that's how we reached the hippie completion. The hippie completion was not reached by Mwanawasa. Mwanawasa is not the one that started hippie completion. Mwanawasa found the hippie project in process. Eloisa Isanga. But the point is, if Chiluba had continued, I think it would have even been better from my perspective. What? Chiluba started very nice project. Chiluba, you know, set Zambia on a different path. And frankly speaking, if Chiluba had gone for a 3rd term, Zambia would have been different. But okay, we brought in Mwanawasa. Then Mwanawasa na omwana wafwa kwaisa nomba bantu ankane. Kwaisa ba Arabi na bena na projects yabo. Ba Arabi kwaisa sata na one fyakwe. Kwaisa ababene ba mdala wafuire na one fyabo. You know, we need stability on leadership. Changing presidents, it's not a development. Let's focus on development. So my submission is that we don't need a presidential limit. We need stability or at the leadership level. We need stability. Without stability at the leadership level, I mean, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Some of you are complaining about Museveni. Hey, but Museveni has been there for too long. Museveni has been there for too long. I mean, look at Uganda. Can you compare Uganda where it is today? Can you compare Uganda? Uganda is far much better than Zambia. Far much better than Zambia. Far much better than Zambia. Uganda is better than Zambia. Eh? But you are busy. What is wrong if Museveni is delivering for his country? What is wrong in him being there? Eh? Should you just change a person, then that is development? Changing leaders is not development. Even in Zimbabwe, this Zimbabwe that you talk about, Zimbabwe, it is just because of those sanctions. But Zimbabwe, if you talk about Zimbabweans themselves, Zimbabweans are much better than Zambians on a personal level. Even in terms of education, Zimbabwe is better. In terms of education, is better. In terms of wealth, there are more Zimbabweans who have got more money than Zambians. Zambians to Rinchushi. Zambia, we don't have people that have money in Zambia. We don't have. You know? So we need stability at the leadership level. Yes, I'm aspiring for presidency. But for me, it is not just because, so that if Hakainde Hichilema can bring development, why should I bother? Even if I'm not president. If Hakainde Hichilema can deliver, I don't mind not being a president. I don't mind not being a president. It is these people who are power hungry, people who don't even know what leadership is, who are excited about becoming president. They are excited to become president. But look at these people. What do they know? What do they have? What do they have to offer to Zambia? Eh? What do they have to offer to Zambia? What do they have to offer? Malukula, what does he have to offer to Zambia? Or these other leaders, what do they have to offer to Zambia? What development are they going to bring? You would rather continue na Hakainde Hichilema because at least he is gaining experience. You need experience. You need connections. You need connections. Ukotsa develop ichayo tachanguka. Hey, how can Hakainde Hichilema go to Tanzania? I mean, you need Tanzania. Tanzania is a strategic partner. So if you are going to start protesting, no, hey, Samia Suluhu, hey, whatever. I mean, what has it got to do with you in the first place? What does the politics of Tanzania got to do with Zambia? Our interest is the bilateral relationship that we have. That should be our interest, not what is happening inside there. That should not be our business. But hey, Hakainde Hichilema is making connections. And really, Hakainde Hichilema has opened so many doors. So many doors. And these people are getting to know him. Now, Zambia. You have seen how leaders are coming into Zambia. Because now they know Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is creating those connections, those relations. No, Hakainde Hichilema out. They don't know Chilufya Tayali. They don't know. They will have to start learning him. And this deters development. It deters development. Mwilawa excited nefintu fya bulokulondoloka. Ukuchinjama leaders te development. Nangufeni munga ndeleke ni miebe. Ngola chinja wa gelo, la chinja wa kashi. Lelo upo yuma, ilo wa shan. You cannot develop just on a personal level. On a personal level. If you change people, you change your partners, you change your girlfriends every now and then, I can tell you as a man with experience, you will not develop. You will not be a developed guy. You will not be a developed guy. If you change, I'm a girlfriend. If I'm a girlfriend, they don't change. They already know. You will not develop. Because uliawa kwata, the first time that you have this girl, you have to impress her. What? You spend more. But umuntu nga wamukwata, gero nga wamukwata, after waikala na mkwe for some time, kula woko vereshanya. You are not under pressure to say, whatever. You are not under pressure. Or when you get married, when you get married, you get settled. Eh? You get settled. You get settled. So Chapwa, tuarikala. But if it's a new woman, I need to impress. Eh? So if you kula chinja ma leaders mwe wandu, tefisuma, just like ukula chinja ma partners, you will not develop. The people that develop are those that are ikala, but ikala we know. Eh? Enough divorced ones, and I'm telling you, if I I think I would have been more developed, you know. But I had that break. So around there, I'm still building. Uko chinja abantu. It's not development. We love a poor. And in the mlef child amuli da style yako no. Na ina bandi bakesepo. Na ifa besu bakesepo. That is why we don't develop, because icha wapo no mbapa. Like even you are getting upset. You are getting upset because I'm saying that, you know, let's have stability on leadership level. You are not happy with it. Why? Because you want naiwo yake sipo. Naiwo kaka tampo kudia. Eh? But what is happening to the country? What is happening to the country? Can we be selfless? Can we be selfless? Can we be patriotic? Other than just looking at, no, that's why we have so many presidential candidates. Because chilipaku diapo, but the country is not moving forward. So get out of this idea of saying, no, no, we should change. Democracy. No. And if a leader is not doing well, am I elections in guys? No, akisa wa dictator, umuntu nga chakwa tamule mfuaya, techekale, umuntu nga tamule mfuaya, techekale. You will kick him out without a presidential limit. You can kick him out. So, the presidential limit, ileta democracy. The presidential limit, ileta development. Let's get out of that idea. And me, I have submitted, and I hope that the Kenko committee will take it seriously. If you are correct, Stanton cannot chinjama leaders, it's about selfishness, it's about personal aggrandizement. It is not for the country. If you want a country to develop, have some stability at the leadership level. Each time a president changes, he has to appoint his people. You have to fire the diplomats and what, and we lose so much money in changing of, you know, in that transition. We lose so much money in the transition. We don't need that, Napapata. I'm not speaking this for Akainde Ichilema. Because Akainde Ichilema, if he's not doing well, I mean, 2026 should Peter. But if he's not doing well, I mean, 2031 is coming. We can vote him out. Our democracy will still be there. Whoever will want to contend will be there. We can vote for him and that's it. Sofia Shupashani. But if he will be doing well, I mean, let us continue with him. Let us continue with him. What we want is development. That is the issue. Then the other issue is very actually president running mate. If you're running mate, I haven't seen the sense of this running mate. I haven't seen the sense. I haven't seen the benefit of the running mate. Apart from the fact that whoever is vice president has got some security of tenure. Because when we are voting, we cannot cheat that we vote for a president because of the running mate. No. It's not about that. A person does not win because of the running mate. No. Because if at all that person has got support, just the support of the one running is enough. A good example. If myself, I've got a following, I've got a following and I've got people that support me, I don't need to be a running mate for you, my supporters, to vote for Akainde Ichilema. I don't need to be a running mate. All I need is to speak to you and convince you to vote for Akainde Ichilema. That's it. So now, to accept 3G, no. we vote for the incumbent. We vote for the incumbent with due respect to those who are vice presidents, with due respect. But the point is really, we vote for the guy that is on top, not the vice president. Not the vice president. Tell to vote uli pamulu pali. No, and uli pamulu musalinan who chooses they want to be running mate. It is this guy who has got the popularity. He chooses that person. And once he chooses that person now, you tie this person to say, no, mpakafie, you know, at the end of the term. But we have seen situations where, I mean, thank God, you know, for our country, we are quite okay with Bana Lumango. She's a loyal, a good vice president. But we have seen what has happened in other countries, where the running mate becomes rogue. Becomes rogue, and we saw it in Kenya, we saw it in Malawi. It becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. So we don't need that. We don't need that. The running mate issue tend to be kept aside. Who chooses the running mate? It is the incumbent. So why not just let him free to choose a person that can deliver? When he thinks a vice president is supposed to assist the president. So give the president that a chance to choose who he should work with. Not tying him mpaka na nani at the end of term. Abantu wala chinja. People change. People change. And now since a person has changed, it should be a problem. No, I know this running mate issue came as a result of the death that we had. Abantu kufwa. So I know so that when we have when the president dies, the other guy automatically takes him. I mean, this person, much as he is a running mate or she is a running mate, is chosen by the president. Is chosen by the president. This person assumes whatever power and authority through the guy, the number one the top guy, by the mere appointment. If Hakainde Hichilema chooses me to be vice president, whatever authority or loyalty I get is mostly because of Hakainde Hichilema. And okay, in the event that no, Hakainde Hichilema is not able to lead for whatever reason, and we say no, so now I should be the president. The appointment is the same. So let's take, if you want, we all know as want say at any point if something happens, let that one be the vice president, be the president. That's it. If you want. If you don't want, then let's go to the elections. My point is, let us not tie the presidents, you know, to these running mates. Let us allow the presidents to have powers to choose who they want at a particular time. Because people change. People change. And I'm not, a concern is not about Hakainde Hichilema and whatever. A concern, I don't even know who will be there. I'm not talking for myself, I'm not talking for Hakainde Hichilema. It is just how things should be. Let's allow our presidency, you know, to have that power to change, you know. And if it is about who should continue, let us say that if at all, by whatever issue, the incumbent is not able to rule the country, let whoever has been chosen be the president. Because even the running mate is just chosen by this person. So whoever will be vice president, should we have a death of a president, whoever is vice president at that moment, let him be the one to be president. Because you can't say no, he was not voted for. Because we don't vote. There is no vote for the running mate. There is only an appointment. That's it. That's it. So let's remove this vice president nonsense. Though I still maintain the 50% plus one. I still maintain the 50% plus one. Let us continue the 50% plus one. It gives legitimacy, you know, when you are a majoritarian president. So let us continue with that. And added to that, let us also bring in the issue of a vote of no confidence. Since we are going to have, we don't have time limit, Let us introduce a vote of no confidence. So that at any time, if this person becomes big-headed, because people are big-headed, you know, I mean, people should be able to have a way. At the moment, Zambians don't have a way to fire a president. We don't have a way. Yes, you can talk about impeachment, but impeachment, it's when somebody has done something wrong. But we don't have powers to fire a president. We should have powers as Zambians to fire a president. That is what I'm talking about. So let's give them a limitless, term. Let them be there. If they are doing good, we are happy with them. Let them continue. But if they are not doing good, even before the elections, let's have powers to get rid of them. Let's have powers to get rid of them. I know somebody will say, but no, MPs, it might be difficult. I'm telling you, if a person has become irrelevant to the people, if a leader has become irrelevant to the people, even his own members will not vote for him. Even his own members, they will turn against him. But the situation that we have a situation whereby if a president becomes rogue, he's not delivering, we have got no means to fire him. Even if he is so unpopular, we don't have means to fire a president. We should have means to fire a president, because we cannot just talk about impeachment. Impeachment is something else. Impeachment, somebody has broken the law. That is when you bring in the impeachment. And impeachment, Edgar Lungu, Ali kosha ya impeachment, Ali kosha, Ali kaka, Ali kaka. Very, very difficult. Very difficult to remove the impeachment issue. Yali shupa. But to fire, even get under to fire, I want to have another tatulemufayo, you charge achiramo. Kale, we don't want him. Before my elections, people should have a way. The constitution should provide a way for the people to fire a president. I know it is difficult, but let us create a way to fire a president. We are tired of this one. Can we create a way for the citizens to fire a president? Not just through elections. Impeachment is another issue. That is what I'm basically proposing. Then the issue of then am I elections? You know, at the moment we have the winner takes it all. Okay? So, Pama elections, I'm proposing, let's continue the way we have been voting for presidents. Let's continue with that. But when it comes to members of parliament, can we have a proportional representation? Proportional representation is good. Because look, we have people that have so many votes, but I mean they have no participation. For example, I contested as mayor and I was number 3. Okay? I was number 3. First was PF, second was UPND, third it was myself. Or let's say my party. Now, in spite of there's so many people that voted for me, I had about 24,000 people voting for me. Those people who voted for me, 24,000 people, they saw something in me. They saw something in me. They saw something in our party. And therefore, those people, they need to be represented according to that percentage. According to the percentage. So, proportional representation is very important. Look at Malema. Malema in South Africa, Malema only commands about 10%. Only about 10%. But Malema is in parliament. And look at the contributions that they make. If it was in Zambia, Malema would be nowhere. Would be nowhere. But because of proportional representation, Malema is in parliament. Even in other small parties, they are there in parliament. So let us use proportional representation. This is good, and it will allow inclusivity in parliament. And we consider also the issue of gender. We consider young people, the youths. We consider the person of disability. Because when it is a party that is sending people, we should be able to say, if you are sending 10 members of parliament, you should send at least one youth, you should send at least one woman among the people that you are appointing. I'm just giving an example. One woman, you should represent at least there should be a person of the disability, you know, and other interest groups, you know. That way we will have a balanced parliament. The winner takes it all is very difficult. It's very difficult, even the issue of money. You know, people to win an election, yeah, recover. So proportional representation is good. Then what is the other issue? Increasing the nomination to 20. And people, I've seen some suggestions. Some people saying, yeah, it will affect the vote of no confidence. But from my perspective, I was looking at it to say, with 20, a president can make sure that he appoints leaders from every region. Okay? In that 20, we make sure that the president appoints one person from every region. We have got 10 provinces. So 10 must come from the provinces. And then the other 10, we must have at least one position clearly for a woman, for youth and whatever. That is what I'm looking at. Balancing up the regions, balancing up, giving chance to young people, giving chance to women, giving chance to persons with disabilities and other interest groups. Giving them chance. That is what I'm looking at. Now, if you only have 8, it's very, very difficult. So you should have at least a big number, you know, so that you can be able to bring in all these people. What is the other issue that I brought in? The independent members of parliament. This issue of independent members of parliament and the civil servants. Issues of independent members of parliament. Because, you know, you cannot be UPND or whatever political party, you know, and then they don't adopt you. You go and stand as independent. You split votes. And yet, you have been riding on the platform of UPND. For example, now, we have UPND. Now you have been UPND, and you have been running on the platform of UPND. You have sold yourself using UPND. You have gained support. You have gotten resources, including resources. You people, UPND, you are able to get resources better than some of us. Because you are in the ruling party. And so you make resources, you make connections, you win support. Then they don't adopt you. You go and contest as an independent member of parliament. You are taking away from the party that has built you. You are taking away from the party that has built you. It's political deception from my perspective, from my point of view. Because some of you, if you are not UPND, you would not even be known. Some of you will not be even known. Some of you, if you are not UPND, you will not even have money. You will be worse than Tayali. Some of you, because you are UPND, people give you attention. But number UPND says, no, you go and contest as an independent. You have stolen from UPND, which has made you. And this candidate, I mean, his chances are compromised. So, you can stand as an independent. You should resign from a political party 6 months before the elections. 6 months before the elections. If you are a civil servant, you cannot continue be campaigning. You are a civil servant. And on the day of nomination, that you have resigned. Some of you, you even go on leave. You are a civil servant, you go on leave, you take 90 days leave. You go and file in the nomination. When you are not elected, then you go back to say, I've come back to my job. We should stop that nonsense. So, if you are a civil servant, 6 months before, resign. If you want to be an independent, 6 months before, resign from a political party. So that, I mean, you can be on your own. Because if you are not on your own, Unaivira political party where you come from, and at the same time you are disadvantaging other, especially if you are a civil servant. You can be using resources, your government, motoka your government, fuel your government to be campaigning. And then at the end of the day, no, I want to contest. No, 6 months before, they should resign. Then the other point I brought in was the issue of the constitutional court. I mean, look at these guys. You cannot have a court of a court of instance and at the same time a court of finality. No. Let's have a court below the constitutional court that can look at these issues before we can bring them to the final constitutional court. At least one step down, not straight. Some of these cases, have you seen some of these cases that some of these people have been bringing? If you have no, how can they should not contest ineligible? Eligibility of Waka in the are these the things that we should be taking to the senior judges? Let's give them to some young stars first of all to look at this before you take them. You know, let somebody sieve these cases before they go to bigger judges. That is my view. You know, that is my view, and I'm also a little bit uncomfortable with the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court, you know, at the same level. Now, I'm quite a little bit uncomfortable there. But I don't have the technology, the techno-how, you know, to argue this point. But I'm just a little bit uncomfortable. I wish I could engage people here and there and hear, you know, from those in the judiciary. But really, it is something that I need, you know, to educate myself on. You know, but some of these things, unless you speak to these people. But now I'm quite a little bit uncomfortable with the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court being at the same level. I don't know. But at least on this one, I'm very sure, because I've seen stupid cases being taken to the constitutional case. Stupid cases, you know. So let's have somebody to look at them. Let's have somebody junior to look at this and throw them away before they go and crowd our constitutional court, you know. But then there is one important submission that I want to make. I'm proposing that ZNS should be mandatory. ZNS should be mandatory to our young people, especially those who want to access government support to further their studies. I want to make this submission, especially those who want to further their education on government sponsorship. So I'm proposing our Pusha grade 12, they should go for national service. They should go for national service 2 years. 2 years national service. First year, you know, it becomes physical, they do military and whatever. Second year, they engage in farming, or vice versa, whichever. Maybe they can start with the, you know, farming, then they go into military, I don't know. And then from there, when they are graduating from there, after finishing 2 years, from there we should be able to screen them. Who should receive government support to go to university, or to go to college, or to go to whatever. From there, based on their discipline, based on their intellectual, you know, ability, we sieve them from there. Other than this issue of just to apply bursary board, whatever. No, let them go there. And from there, we look at them, we assess them, and help them to go forward. And those let them come from there already. But let them go and become police officers. Those who want to become soldiers, let them go and become soldiers from there. But those children who are from rich families, they can go. I mean, they have the means. Those, if they want, they can go straight to university, they can go. They are rich. They are rich. But those who want government help, let them go through national service. Even Ukufua and Chito, they should be given priority. Ngawa college, for example, after national service, then somebody goes to college as a teacher. When employing them as government workers, priority should be those who have gone through national service. Not these, not, I mean, it is cumbersome now. You know, we have these too much kuluka, college apaka, and you know, at the end of the day, all of them, they want a job. They want a job in government. They want a job in government, and they are busy complaining. They are the ones who even talk too much because they are not disciplined. Let's discipline them. Let's form their characters. Let's impart, you know, patriotism in them. Let them appreciate their country. Let them appreciate what the country is trying to do for them. Most of the times, the people that are busy complaining, even on social media, hey, we are not employed, we are not employed. If you go and check, wasangati, I the padika Tambalale College, Tambalale College, Atishan, Malukula University. These are the people who are giving us trouble, talking, hey, what jobs, whatever. But really, they are not really, you know. So I will go back online and make that submission, because we need our young people to be disciplined. Let them pass through national service, and from there we screen them and help them from there. That is, those are my submissions. I think Nalanda Sana, I won't even be able to come back at 20 hours. Ninda Sana. So, my submissions, and I've forwarded them to the technical committee, and I encourage you to participate. Don't rely on to say, no, no, they are saying that it is not legal, whatever. Submit. If you can't go online and submit. Anyway, I think in Asawa Ilasana. Bye for now. Let me get back to my family.